In Stung Treng, the arrival of the FAO vehicle is a major event. It's brought supplies for the local village animal health workers, including personal protective equipment. The health workers are quick to try out their new kit and equally swift to pass on their knowledge to local farmers. In this part of Cambodia, bad roads become no roads at all, especially in the wet season. It means that some villages can only be reached by boat, but AI prevention efforts can't afford to ignore them. Even in this remote community, there are village animal health workers, acting as the first line of defense against an outbreak of avian influenza. Getting the message out is one thing, but persuading people to change long-standing habits can be more problematic. The potential for cross-infection here is obvious and shows the need for continued education efforts. So it's important for the FAO and other organisations to keep doing all they can to get the message across, even if that means many more boat trips to isolated communities. Border crossings present a different kind of challenge. The town of Ba Vet in Svai Rieng province is a popular place for crossing to and from Vietnam, and much of the traffic isn't human. With so much livestock going between the two countries, it's easy to see the potential for avian influenza to spread. Customs and law enforcement officers have to work quickly to assess the level of risk. The FAO and its donors have provided personal protective equipment to the government vets posted at all the border checkpoints between Cambodia and its neighbours. Vietnam, Thailand and Laos have all had avian influenza outbreaks. It's important to enforce the ban on the movement of poultry across the border. There have been several cases of AI in border provinces. Measures like this can go a long way towards preventing further outbreaks. But it's still a high-risk area, and because birds reared here can move throughout the country, there's a chance that avian influenza could spread to other population centres. Tak Mau is on the outskirts of Cambodia's capital, Phnom Penh, and the market here attracts traders from various parts of the country, all hoping to sell their birds for the best price. The way that birds are handled can create major problems. Long-standing practices to get top dollar at market could contribute to the spread of AI.
These chickens come from some district of Takao and also some district of Compost. And they buy from the other middlemen that collect the chickens from the village, from the local villagers. They feed the birds with rice or something like that because they want that the birds gain their weight. And after feeding, they bring the chickens on the motorbike or sometimes on the truck to the Phnom Penh or other place on the market. So the problem is that when they do with the chickens, they don't wash their hands, but they go to take the babies. And then if they get sick from the H5N1, the baby also can be contaminated.
It's a problem that could spread further as the birds are taken off to be sold on to retail customers. And because of the poor hygiene and handling, these traders could be taking AI with them to some of the most densely populated parts of Cambodia. This is one of Phnom Penh's busiest markets. Sa Odyssey is renowned for selling live birds, but for those involved in AI prevention, the hazards are clear to see. This is one of several live bird markets where samples from chickens and ducks are collected. They're then tested for the possible presence of avian influenza. Investigators from the Department of Animal Health and Production are taking measures that could help to spot a bird flu outbreak in its early stages. These samples go to labs in Phnom Penh that specialise in AI detection. The clinical signs of avian influenza resemble those of several other acute diseases in poultry, so scientific testing has to confirm the diagnosis. It's the sort of work that needs to be done across the country, and the FAO is helping to ensure that Cambodia has the capabilities to carry out its own investigations.
It is very important that specimens are collected properly in a safe manner so that they also do not expose themselves to the risk of disease, but also the quality of the specimen has to be very good so that the further investigations will be done properly.
The FAO is expanding lab capacity at the National Veterinary Research Institute so it can deal with an increased number of samples. Scientists have received training in the latest diagnostic techniques and the modern equipment they need. Faster processing at the labs will mean a quicker response to positive results. The Department of Animal Health has just started disease surveillance on ducks in several provinces. This project is being expanded to cover major live bird markets all over the country. Support for the bird flu prevention effort comes from the very highest level. The FAO works alongside government ministries, United Nations agencies and NGOs, and they were all represented at this National Disaster Preparedness Workshop. Super Chicken has just been officially adopted as the icon in the avian influenza campaign. The government has increasingly recognised the important role communication plays in the fight against AI. Awareness-raising activities are reinforced by nationwide media campaigns.
The
close support of donor and UN agencies, especially the FAO, in our communication efforts regarding avian influenza is extremely useful for the Cambodian people and the Cambodian government because effective communication can reduce and we hope contain avian influenza in Cambodia.
Community theatre shows reach out to those without access to TV, radio or even electricity. And back in Phnom Penh, telephone hotline operators are ready to take calls about possible outbreaks.
We cannot do this job all alone. We need to collaborate with the UN agencies, donors and neighbouring countries, and only then can we successfully achieve our goals.
But a lot of the work can't be done without going directly into communities. However much discomfort the team members have to endure in remote provinces like Mondulkiri.
Well, as you can see, in the middle distance there is a crane active because the bridge was washed away a few days ago in the heavy rain and flood waters, and the army engineers are reconstructing it. Our cars are just visible up on the crest of the hill there. We have had to abandon them and walk down across an old wooden bridge and come back here to the road where a vehicle has been hastily recruited to come and take us on to the village where we're holding our forum.